talk about my relationship.
Hello guys, you are welcome to my channel. I'm Discoveries, and so currently we're talking about parenting, okay? And then in my previous video I spoke about the love languages of children, and I told you I was going to give you some other interesting topics that the book mentioned. And today we're going to talk about the discovering of your child's love language. But then there are other things I will add, but I will like, and I would love it if you could also make time to read. I recommend the book Love Languages of Children by Gary Chapman, and I think he had someone else who he co-wrote the book with. Yes, but then please make time to read. Anyway, so let's get into our topic for today: discovering your child's love language. So the first thing you can do to help probably you're wondering, how would I know whether my child is, a physical person or quality time or, any of the other three. So first, observe how your child expresses love to you. So is your child always kissing you, mommy, mommy, you look beautiful? Or is your child always saying, mommy, I got you this flower? What does your child do? Or does your child say, mommy, can I help you cook? Can I help you wash? Pay attention, okay? If your child is always giving you compliments, then it means that it's probably words of affirmation. If your child would always say, mommy, can I help you do the laundry? Can I help you wash? Can I help you in the kitchen? It means it's likely to be acts of service. If your child probably say, mommy, can I get a hug? Mommy, can I do this? Then, so pay attention and it will help you know that is one. Now the second one, observe how your child expresses love to others. So how does your child show love to people around her or him? Pay attention. Is your child always, probably drawing stuff for people or getting, cute flowers for people, or probably would always want to hug her friends or his friends? Or just pay attention. I've already mentioned the 5 love languages, so take note of all the 5 and then watch how your child expresses love to others. It will help you know what your love language of your child is. Then we have listen to what your child requests most often. What's the child always asking for? Just saying, mommy, can you take me to bed? Mommy, can you read to me today? Mommy, how about you take me to the park? Can you even get some ice cream? Pay attention to all those things. And then, what your child most frequently complains about. What child always complaining about? Mommy, you didn't even buy that thing for me. Mommy, you didn't even take me to the park. Mommy, you didn't even hug me today. Pay attention to all those things. That's a cue your child is giving you of what your love language is. And then always give your child an option to pick from. So 2 options. So probably for your birthday, would you want me to maybe take you to grandma's place, or would you want us to go to the park and have a picnic, or you want me to get you a bicycle? If your child goes for a bicycle, the child wants gifts more than quality time. You understand? So just give them all the options to pick from. That would help you know. But then, according to the book, sometimes by doing all these things, you may not know what the love language of your child is. And so he says that you should have the 15 weeks challenge, where you take 2 weeks and then you practice just one love language. Practice it for the whole 2 weeks, and then you just leave 1 week out. Short break. Okay, so according to the book, if you try all those options and you are still not able to determine what your child's love language is, he then gave a 15-week challenge. So this is what he expects us to do. So you take 2 weeks where you practice one of the love languages. So you do everything around that particular thing. If it is probably maybe gifts, it means that during that 2 weeks be giving your child meaningful gifts, and then you take a 1 week break. And that 1 week break, you don't withdraw completely, but then you do bits of it, but then not as much as you were doing during the 2 weeks. Then you take another 2 weeks and then you try another love language. While you're doing this, you are paying attention. This is just to help you know which one will speak best to your child. If you realize your child is asking more for the previous week and is not saying anything like, mommy, why have you stopped giving me gifts? Or mommy, why are you not hugging me anymore? That is a cue for you to know that your child likes it. But if your child is like, why have you become so touchy suddenly? Then it means your child does not want it. And so, mind you, there are ways to handle this if you are dealing with a child like 0 to 3. There's a way to handle if it is probably 8 to 12. There's a way to handle if it's an adolescent. They are all different. That is why I would really recommend that you read the book. And so, we are done with discovering your child's love language. Now we're going to go to something else. But before that, let's go on this quick
This
break.
is so good to hear. Love is strong as death. Many waters. Someone so good.
Okay, so welcome back. Now we're going to talk about discipline and love. And one thing you need to know is that discipline and love are closely related. But then in disciplining your child, you have to let them know that you love them, but then you are doing what you have to do because you want to correct them. So probably before you would scold, don't even scold the child, because if the child is probably words of affirmation, that could dampen their spirit. So the child probably breaks something, you talk to the child about it and let them know that, okay, what you did is not good and this is what I'm going to do to you. It does not mean I don't love you, but I just want you to be responsible for what you did, for your own actions. It also helps the child become more responsible, so they know that there's always a consequence to something I do. It doesn't always have to be negative. There are positive ways of shaping your child to become that person that you want them to be. And then usually children misbehave according to the book when they have empty love tanks. So the love tank is when you have given them everything that makes them feel loved, especially the love language, taking that into consideration. So when they feel so loved, they don't have the need to misbehave. Of course, sometimes things will happen, but it won't be as often as their love tanks are full, because they would want to impress mommy or daddy. Why would they want to be naughty? You get it? And then sometimes there's some physical needs. There's something that the child needs. Maybe the child is not well, or maybe the child wants something, really wants something. Those things are some reasons why some children will misbehave. So let's take note. And then controlling your child's behavior. And so you can make a request if your child does something you don't like. Instead of just saying, you did this, you're punished, go here. Talk about it. Okay, so what you did, it's not good. So what do you think is the consequence of what you did? Have a discussion about it. The child would know that you respect their view, and I did something wrong, but then I had a chance to explain myself. I have a friend who is not so cool with the parents because something happened and he was not wrong. But because at the time it happened, he was there, the parents assumed he was a part of it, and that thing has been in him. He's grown, but it's still in him because he believes they did not ask him, and up to now he says nobody has asked him what really happened. You understand? So talk to your children. It's very important. Even when you feel that what they did was wrong, it's their fault, let them talk. Why? There was always a reason behind it. And then issuing commands. In issuing the command, probably, okay, you did this, so go into your room. You don't have to scream, you don't have to shout about it. There are good ways of issuing commands that you don't have to come across as being angry or rude to the child, okay? And then there's physical manipulation. So you tell the child, okay, come here. The child says, I won't come, I won't come. You go and you bring the child. So that is like physical manipulation. You don't always have to be harsh on the children. You never know the reason. Don't forget, they're also human beings. They have emotions, they have feelings. Something may be wrong, you would never know, okay? There's, this story where a baby was crying, the mommy gave the baby milk, everything. What else do you need? Not knowing there was something disturbing the child in the attire. There was an insect or something there. By the time they realized it was so late because the child was badly wounded. You understand? So, they have feelings, they have emotions. Talk to them. And then, yes, there's punishment. So there are different kinds of punishments. We're gone are the days where harsh, do what you need kind of thing. There are better ways to punish your children. And then behavioral modification. In fact, this is something that we'll talk about later. But then if you read the book, you get more ideas about it. But there's a whole book about it that I'm going to actually talk about in other episodes later. I'm not going to promise you when, but we will talk about that. And so, always remember that you have to show your child love before and after punishment, so that they know that you love them. There are some children that feel like, okay, my daddy beats me, so my daddy doesn't love me again. And probably after you beat the child, how you behaved, how you got angry, and you decide not to tag them in bed again, or decided that because they did something naughty, you don't read them a story. No. Their behavior and your love, don't let them be separated. Punish them, but then still show them love. And then, finally, always remember to respect your child's love language. The fact that you know that your child loves gifts does not mean that so anytime you do something, I won't buy this for you again. Come come on, you're manipulating your child, sorry. You are manipulating your child, okay? Don't say, okay, so because I asked you, or probably you say you failed in your exams, and so I am not going to probably read your story today, or I'm not going to take you to the park again. No, come on. Respect their love languages, okay? It's very, very important to build that relationship with your child. Don't forget, whatever you are doing today, your child is learning. Your child will go and become a man someday. Your child will work with other people. It's very, very important because you are their first teacher. Whatever they do, they are learning from you. Whatever you do with this love language will influence how they grow up. It influences their academics, how they do well in school. A lot counts on it. So don't take this just like, okay, it's just a book you read. It works. It works. I can use my life to tell you a whole lot of story, but it's not about me today. So please pay attention. There are other things that the book spoke about, but I'm not going to tell you about them because I want you to read. It spoke about anger and single parenting and a whole lot of things, but I would want you to make time to read. And if you're able to read, if you're able to practice any of these things and it works for you, please share with me, and I have something amazing I'll share with whoever will come back and give me comments about how the love language worked for you, and then when you read what you learned from it. Okay, so let's go on a short commercial break, and then
I'm sure you're saying, ooh, oh. I'm sure you're saying.
Okay, so this is where we bring the love languages of children, to an end. But like I'm saying, this is not the end. You need to practice it. You need to go back and read. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is learning disorders. And I am so excited about this topic because, the way some parents would talk to their children, I feel like the children are the people who are... Anyway. So in the next episode, we are going to talk about learning disorders. And there is more to come. When it comes to parenting, we can never finish. When it comes to learning,
Building a good foundation. May our love be strongest. Building a good foundation.
and so catch you on our next episode, Learning Disorders of Children. I'm Discoveries, Discover and Learn. My name is Anna Musafina, but you can always call me. You said it right. Bye.